Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have a project to share with you featuring the lovely Inside and Out stamp set that just debuted in the new catalog that came out on June 2nd. Here is our project, and you can see that this month I'm going to show you several different ways with each project, some different way to use the Coordinating Lovely Words Thinlit dies. So you won't need these dies if you don't have a big shot. It's okay, your Stamps and Mail Club kit contains everything that you need already die cut. But if you do have a big shot, you are definitely going to want to get this month's kit because you're going to love these. There's so many different ways to use them. So let's get stamping, and I will give you some tips for using the die cuts with the big shot and for making the most of them. So many different ways to use them. Grab your packet, let's get going. So for this project, you're going to need this piece here with a smaller sheet of Berry Burst. And this card is cut down just a little bit smaller than regular card size, and I like it because it gives us sort of a rectangle effect. So the full card is actually 5.5 inches by 6.5 inches. That's your starting cardstock size. And of course, when you get your Stamps Mail Club kit, everything's pre-cut for you, so you don't need to worry. Once we've got this folded, we're going to take out our Whisper White cardstock. Now, you'll notice on my card that there's actually not a thumbprint stamp behind the friend words. So what you want to do is you want to grab your die cut pieces, and you can, if you're trying to figure out how these go together because they don't make a lot of sense front and back, there's actually a cheat sheet in your directions. So in the Stamps and Mail Club packet, you can line your pieces up exactly on the guide there, and you'll know which direction is front and back and so forth. Okay, so we're going to use this as a template, a guide kind of here, and I'm going to take a piece of Post-it note, and I want to block out the pieces that are going to fit behind that front bit. So I just have sort of a quick and dirty mask. It doesn't have to be exact because most of it's going to get covered up, but before I stamp I want to put that on there to protect those areas. Okay, so set that aside. I have my Powder Pink Stampin' Spot, which is a really great one of the new in colors. I actually love all of them. Big surprise there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stamp some of these. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Scrub and clean that off and come back with my Berry Burst and stamp these. Let's see, we'll do one there, maybe one down here, and then I'm going to stamp one kind of off the edge of our mask. So again, this piece of Post-it note is protecting that part of our card so we don't end up with a big blot right in the middle of our die cut image. So okay, and then last one here, I'm going to take my Lemon Lime Twist, which is my favorite green for a long time. Just love this one. And a little bit goes a long way with Lemon Lime Twist. It's a strong color. I'm going to pull this mask off, and now we have a nice spot there. For adding our Lemon Lime Twist ribbon, I'm going to just go ahead and add my snail adhesive right across the front of the card. Cut yourself a cute end on your ribbon, and lay that down, and then we'll flip that to the back side, add some more adhesive, fold our ribbon around, and then this goes onto our folded Berry Burst cardstock. Alright, so we have our card base, remember, smush from the back side, and let me tell you about making these die cuts with the Big Shot so that you understand how we came about with these pieces. So I have my piece of Berry Burst cardstock here and my Big Shot. I have my Big Shot platform along with the thin die adapter. So you want this to be as thick as possible. If you have the older Big Shot platform, it's no problem. You just want both tabs closed so it's as thick as possible. I have my precision base plate, which I'm going to put down on top of it. And because there's so many details in this die set, that's why I'm using this precision base plate. And then I have a top plate that's going to go over the top. So the three dies from Lovely Words are a heart, a circle, and an oval, and each one of them, of course, has a coordinating master die set, kind of. So this is our friend die, and it coordinates with the ovals from the Layering Ovals framelit. So you just want to flip through here and find, yep, the one that fits it, and then we are going to cut this together at the same time. So it's so handy that we are going to have the matching outer die. Now, on our card, I didn't use the oval part, but the Lovely Words die actually doesn't cut out the oval part. It just cuts out the inside. So we're making an an extra piece with this that then I could use on another card, but I figure once I'm putting it through the Big Shot, I might as well do both, right? So I have my oval die around there, and I'm going to run this through. And because it's a relatively detailed die, I usually like to run it back and forth maybe once or twice. All right, so we'll call that good enough. I always flip it over to the back side. Oh, see, there's our oval that punched out, so that was helpful. I always flip it to the back, and usually you can tell right away, and this one I can see that this is very clearly and definitively cut all the way around. So there's no problem with things needing to be run through one more time. And so I am going to tease out the inside part of this die. And actually here, I'll just use my Big Shot die cut brush. I love this thing. And it's going to pop a lot of that out for me so that it's so much easier. Look, it just falls out there. And so we have our die cut pieces, and there are a couple different pieces here. So we have the outline, the shadow here that we're using on our card. We have the, the inside die cut, which would be a great addition to another card. And then we have our dies. So we'll go ahead and set that aside. Okay, like I said before, go ahead and line up your pieces with a guide if you're not sure which part's top or bottom. And then I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to this. Go ahead and peel off our backings. And then the most important one to line up is the bottom, because we want it to be right in the right place for our ribbon. So I'm going to stick that there. And then the top one now, since we oriented it, we know it's going to fit in the right place. Just kind of slide that around until you see the words pop out. And when you get it in the right place, then go ahead and stick it down. So there we have our base of our card, our basic decoration. And let me tell you about the next part. These are the acrylic shapes, which I am in love with. They are actually in last year's in colors. So I'm going to grab this one here that's actually Sweet Sugar Plum. It's a little star. And I find that my favorite way to attach these is with a mini glue dot. So I'm going to just press that onto the glue dot, take it off, and stick that down there. And then we need our extra little greeting here. So in your Stamps Mail Club kit, you want to grab that strip of white cardstock. And I have a stamp here that says thanks. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down, ink it up in Berry Burst, which is a nice strong color, and stamp it. And then go ahead and use your scissors to trim that down. And I know, shocker, if you watch my videos, you're going to gasp in alarm, but I'm not going to make it into a banner. I'm just going to make it a little blocky word. There's enough going on here with the rest of our fun card that this is a good compromise. And then I'm going to take a piece of the Stampin' Dimensional edging, so there's no reason to throw these away once you've used all those cute little hexagon strips. Those edge pieces are perfect for little tiny things like this, and I'm going to pop that there on our card front. So there is our Stamps Mail Club card featuring the lovely words Thinlit dies and one technique for using them in your card making. So make sure you request your Stamps Mail Club kit from my website if you haven't already. I still have a couple left, and I would love to stamp with you by mail too. And if you have any questions, as always, just give me a holler. Thanks so much for watching. Happy stamping!